They're at the post. And they are racing. She Dazzle was put in tight shortly after the start, and she is last. The other five, though, right across the course as they head up the backside. Show Me Grace emerges from between horses with a narrow lead. High Speed Princess Nina, they're right there, too, as they continue to run up the backside. In between horses, Tap and Sway as they head into the far turn, and She Dazzle at the back of the pack. Show Me Grace showing the way. High Speed in chase mode from second to quarter 23. Seconds flat, midpoint through the turn. Three deep comes Princess Nina from third to the inside. It's Duplicitous who is next. Tap and Sway at even money is fifth with 4.5 lengths to race. Still five. Back to She Dazzle. 1/4 to find for the gray Show Me Grace. For Aaron Shorter showing the way 2.5. Here's Tap and Sway emerges from between horses. Up wide is Princess Nina. Meanwhile, High Speed touch the brakes. Top of the home stretch. And Show Me Grace is the one to reel in. She has 3/16 to find. Tap and Sway's loose and charging. Here's Duplicitous, who's gaining ground to the outside of her 1/16 to go. And Show Me Grace is showing her heels to the field. Show Me Grace, the daughter of Grasshopper, is going to go on to score. And score well. She won it by almost 6. Tap and Sway held second over Duplicitous from third. And then it was Princess Nina, High Speed, and She Dazzle was last home in 111. He's in. They're at the post. And they are racing. Good start for Rabbit Hound for the inside draw on the stretch out. Flashing Speed, Gucci Boy right alongside. Absolute Courage 3 wide from third. And My Uncle Frank settles along in the fourth path while racing in fourth. Fighting back, way in the fifth position. And Crepe Yarns is at the back of the pack. They round that opening turn. 6 furlongs to travel. And about a half a dozen lengths from top to bottom. And Rabbit Hound on the stretch out showing the way by a length. Gucci Boy will track from second. Absolute Courage is off the pace today, is third, 2.5 off that leader. My Uncle Frank sneaking through along the fence, then 2. Back to fighting back in. Crepe Yarns at the back of the pack. Rabbit Hound has quickened away by the half-mile stage, in front by about 2.5 lengths. And Rabbit Hound and Martin Garcia showing the way by a length and a half as Gucci Boy racing in second. My Uncle Frank continues to gain ground from the inside third. Absolute Courage has a lot of work to do. Absolute Courage is 4 to 5, and he's going the wrong way as just got passed on both sides by Crepe Yarns and fighting back as they race around the turn with 1/4 to go. And Rabbit Hound looking strong. Rabbit Hound showing the way by a length and a half. My Uncle Frank has continued to gain ground with that sustained rally up the fence, but they're at the top of the home stretch with a furlong to go. And Rabbit Hound showing the way by 3.5 lengths, shifting ground to the outside. Fighting back has raced up into second, 1/16 to go. And Rabbit Hound was fast out of the blocks and kept going the entire way. Rabbit Hound won on the stretch out on the class drop, breaking the maiden by almost 2. Tight photo between Fighting Back and My Uncle Frank. Crepe Yarns was fourth. And here's the start from Scott Jordan. They're at the post. They are racing. Rocket beginning for Crickle on the stretch out. She broke right into stride. Next out is Flashing Speed to the outside. Urban Dreamer came away racing in the third position. Meanwhile, Next Dot having trouble negotiating that open turn. She's way out wide. In fact, she's almost on the outside fence. But meanwhile, Crickle is glued to the inside one. Next Dot is way out wide, advancing. She must be in about the 10 or 11 path as Urban Dreamer is back into third position. Then Whimsically settles on fourth, half a dozen lengths off the lead. Backstretch Rose is next, still 2. Back to Kessel, Beautiful Dancer are the next ones. Then up in the extreme outside, Our Girl Flint is next. To the inside as they head up the backside is Glossy Life. And splitting horses on the run down the backstretch, Isle of Hope still 4. Back to Dublé, and at the back of the pack, Her Best Friend. They charge up the backside past the half-mile pole, and what an eventful trip here for Next Dot. She blew the first turn, and she's opened up a double-digit lead here into the far turn run. So Next Dot stretching out here, shows the way. Her lead's about 8 lengths. Crickle and Tyler Hurd just to content to track her from second. Urban Dreamer is third. Down on the inside, Whimsically starts to warm up towards the inside as all of a sudden Next Dot lead has evaporated. She's thrown it into reverse and just got passed by about a half a dozen horses as they race towards the top of the home stretch. 3 wide comes back Backstretch Rose. Backstretch Rose loops up to the outside of Urban Dreamer. Still fighting his Crickle down on the inside. Whimsically is boxed in as Kessel is loose and charging. Here comes Kessel after Backstretch Rose. Right there, Urban Dreamer to the inside. Here's Beautiful Dancer emerging. Beautiful Dancer splitting and gets up in time. A 4-horse blanket photo finish. Beautiful Dancer, the daughter of Gun Runner, knifing her way between horses, and I think she prevailed in that 4-way photo at the P-Patch. And they are off in the Clem Frank Memorial, and greener pastures stumbled at the starting gate, unseated James Graham, and he almost landed on his feet. He is up, walking off the track under his own power. So out of the chute, and he's straight into the main course, and Mac Daddy 2 from the high draw is crossed and clear. He has a host of challengers in behind him as they charge up the backside from between horses Plausible Nile to the inside. Oscar Eclipse, Page 1 up to the outside. Then it's over Boar, and a length and a half back to Spin Benjamins as they head up the backside. Mac Daddy 2 showing the way into the far turn run. So it's Mac Daddy 2 to the inside. Here's Oscar Eclipse ratcheting it up the pressure from between horses. Plausible Nile making a daring split there in between horses. Up to the outside is Page 1 as they race around the turn. Over Boar, sneaking through. Now comes on through the inside. In behind that leading quartet as Spin Benjamin starts to warm up as they race around the turn. They go 4x2 by the quarter pole. In Page 1 and the Red Silks to the outside. Mac Daddy 2 will cut the corner as they straighten away to the top of the home stretch. And here's the Yellow Silks up to the outside of Mac Daddy 2 of Oscar Eclipse, and down the center here comes Spin Benjamin. And Spin Benjamin's upset-minded, but Mac Daddy 2 will not go away. Oscar Eclipse to the outside. Spin Benjamin continues to chase Mac Daddy 2. Mac Daddy 2 hanging on. Another wire-to-wire winner here. A 3-way photo at Ellis in race number 4. Running time up on the board for the 7 furlongs in the Clem Frank. 1:22 and 2. And they are racing. Interlock Empire stumbled at the starting gate in his last, but Winnemac Avenue, flashing speed, Promise Me a Ride is going with that one up the inside. Quaternion is racing along to the inside of Miranda Wright as they head over in the opening turn. So up top, showing the way in about the 2 path as they work around the opening turn is Promise Me a Ride. Up to the outside, Tall Boy is second. Between those two, Winnemac Avenue third. Quaternion is down along the inner rail from fourth. Miranda Wright is fifth. Still 4-5. Back to Susan and Jim Hill's Highway Robber. Towards that one's inside is Winston Wolf, and still 2 or 3 back to Interlock Empire after the stumble at the start is last. So up the backside they go, about 10 lengths from top to bottom, 4 1/2 furlongs to travel. And the pace is on. A battle between Promise Me a Ride and Tall Boy. They're on even terms as they pass the half-mile stage. Winnemac Avenue to the outside of Quaternion, 3rd and 4th. Still 2. Back to Miranda Wright's Highway Robber in a perfect stalking position next. Still linked back to Winston Wolf. And Interlock Empire is starting to tighten up. He's still last, but as they race around the turn, about 6 lengths now would cover them all, 5/16 of a mile to race. And up top, showing the way down along the inside, it is Promise Me a Ride. Interlock Empire loops up to the extreme outside as they race away to the top at home stretch, and Tallboy has been battling with Promise Me a Ride the entire journey. Highway Robber cut loose by Declan to the outside in the gray Interlock Empire fourth, 1/16 to go, and Tallboy's found the front. Highway Robber is on the attack to the outside. It's going to be Tallboy or Highway Robber. Highway Robber gains the upper hand in the final strides. Another turf win here for Decky as Highway Robber for Susan and Jim Hill gets up in the final strides to win. And the son of Hardspun, field of 10, all set. And they are racing as expected. Charlie Whiskey bounces out right on top. So Charlie Whiskey right to the front. He'll have pressure, though. Valuable Cargo for Frank Miller up to the outside. I-95 wants to be part of that early go with the speed bias as well. These three right across the course as they work around the opening turn. Airbiz came away racing in the fourth position as they turn up the backside. Shortly is fifth against the rail to the inside of that one. Northwind is next, and a link back to Royal Decadence. Moon over to buy right there, too, and then a link back to Loco as they head up the backstretch. About another 4 back to my favorite uncle, who is last of them all. So they go up the backside, just out 4.5 furlongs to travel, and up top showing the way, I-95, paving the Pete Patch path by 2.5 lengths. Valuable Cargo is second. Then Charlie Whiskey to the outside of that one from third. To the inside shortly is fourth. Then it's Air Biz from fifth. Up the inside, Royal Decadence, Moon Over Dubai, trying to catch a hole in between horses. Then three, back to local, My Favorite Uncle's up a spot, and that relegates Northwind to the trailing position. 5/16 of a mile to race, and up top it is I-95 and Valuable Cargo. Now shortly switches off cover and is coming in at those as they race towards the top of the home stretch. And it is Charlie Whiskey back for some more. And Charlie Whiskey off the turn in front by a length. Here's shortly trying to press on past to the outside. Meanwhile, Valuable Cargo still to the inside as Charlie Whiskey shifting ground while clear by the 16th pole. And Charlie Whiskey is there. Up the inside shortly is racing towards the inside trying to get to him, but Charlie Whiskey, well handled by Joe Rocco Jr., gets it done 3 parts of a length. Shortly was second, then it was tight for third. Either Moon Over Dubai or My Favorite Uncle. And they are racing. Good start for Rosario's Prayer, but it's High Class who's the first to fire up the inside, and Red River Magic, who's taking all that money, is for the place 2. Fat Chance Fasty for the Foster family to the inside third. Candy Bar advancing to the outside, then Badgeland. The Half Wisconsin is fifth. A link to Royal Blood. A Lot of Wild is next. Still 2 back to Rosario's Prayer. Started fast but fading. Flag Flying is next, and Empirical View is at the back of the pack. Into the far turn, 3.5 furlongs from home. On the inside, High Class, Red River Magic to the outside from second. And behind them, Fat Chance Fancy third. Candy Bar to the outside is fourth. Badgeland starts to close in. She's fifth. On her back, Royal Blood is next. Meanwhile, Flag Flying starts to advance a couple of positions from last. Empirical View's underway. 1/4 to go. And here comes the People's Pick, Red River Magic, to tackle High Class. High Class will cut the corner, though. High Class has something in reserve. Red River Magic will have to dig down deep from here because the furlong ground shows High Class is just that and is poured it on. High Class with an explosive turn to foot, turned back Red River Magic and left everybody else a long way back. High Class, the daughter of Into Mischief, wins for Brian Hernandez and won well. Red River Magic had to settle for second. Flag Flying rallied to be third, and then a picture for fourth. He's in. They're at the post. And they are racing to a level beginning. Mohamo is sent out running. Life is Hard, Flashing Speed. Gunton Row to the outside racing in third. Stolen Base is down on the inside from fourth, just about 4 off the pace. From the extreme outside, Gray Streak is next down on the inside. Point Me By, and Graze the Boy will have to do it from the back. Gunton Row now assumes command with just about 6 furlongs to go. Shows the way by a length and a half. Mohamo, as they turn up the backside, will track him from second. Still 3 back to Stolen Base. Then a link for the back to Life is Hard. Point By Me is about 7 or 8 off the pace, and Gray Streak and Graze the Boy is last of them all. They got the quarter, 24 seconds flat. And Gunton Row at a big number shows the way, and shows the way by the half-mile stage, about 3 to the good, has the half-mile time on the board, a controlled 48 seconds flat. Mohamo still tracking from second. Stolen Base trying to sneak through along the fence, covered up to the outside by Life is Hard. Then a link for the back, Gray Streak and Point Me By, midpoint through the turn. They're still aiming at Gunton Row, who's out on top, showing the way a length and a half. Mohamo is being asked to come and get him now. Clear sailing in daylight in front of Stolen Base as they round the turn to the top of the home stretch. It will be Gunton Row who'll whip him in. Mohamo to the outside as Stolen Base looks to split horses in the deep stretch, and Point Me By is coming to the far outside with Gray Streak, 1/16 to go. Here comes Mohamo after Gunton Row. Gunton Row is digging down deep and digging deep to the winner's circle. Wins 3 parts of a length over a hard-charging Mohamo. Then it was a photograph for the Miners. Turf debut coming up. She's in. They are at the post, and they are racing to a level beginning. Jennifer, My Love on the stretch out, Flashing Speed. Snow Princess will go with her, and Preempt will be parked out on the 3-path on turf debut on around the first turn. So these 3 right across the course, and they're about 2.5 in front of Mindful, who settles long. And she's worked her way all the way down to the rail. She's fourth, tracking those leaders from about 2.5 lengths in behind that trio. Then a margin of about 4 lengths back. Calm Cool races just alongside Make the Boys Wing. Tiger Tap with an early move to the outside of them. Still 4. Back to Holy Moly and Catherine Blaze and Bayerano at the back of the pack. Quarter was 23 and 1. 5 furlongs to go. And there goes Preempt. Preempt quickly shows the way by the 4.5 furlong grounds. Opened up 4 lengths. Jennifer My Love in second. To the outside, Snow Princess third. Trying to sneak through along the fence. Calm Cool. Mindful. She's keen to go on. And keen to go on up to the outside now. Tiger Tap is next. And on the inside, Catherine Blaze Make the Boys Wink. And Holy Foley at the back of the pack. Half mile 47 and 1. And Preempt out there fleet-footed on the front end, showing the way by 4. Jennifer My Love is in second. To the inside, Calm Cool third. Then it is Snow Princess to the outside. Tiger Tap warming him up. 1/4 to go for Preempt, the well-bred daughter of Arrogate. On the stretch out in turf debut, she's turning on down 3 to the good. And Preempt's going to be tough from here with a furlong to find. Jennifer My Love is loose and charging late on the scene. Holy Foley and Tiger Tap 1/16 to go. Preempt desperately needs a line. Holy Foley bearing down, and Holy Foley sweeping past to win at a good price. 6 to 1 on the winner. 2.5 in the end. Jennifer My Love and Make the Boys Wink photoed for the minors, and the running time for the winner was 1:35.